This is the story of Parshuram the warrior Brahman. Rishi Jamadagni and Devi Renuka lived in a beautiful ashram with their 5 sons. Their life was simple and focused on the Lord. Rishi Jamadagni was one of the greatest rishis of his time with great yogic powers. One morning, Renuka went to get water from a nearby river as she did every morning. As she bent down to fill her pot, she saw the most beautiful sight. A group of Gandharvas were passing and she could see their reflection in the water. For a few moments she felt attracted to their beauty. She then controlled herself, putting their memory out of her mind, filled up her pot, and returned home. As she entered the ashram, Rishi Jamadagni approached her with a smile. But as soon as their eyes met, he knew what had happened due to his yogic powers. The rishi was furious. Immediately he called his eldest son and ordered him to cut off his mother's head. The frightened boy refused. Rishi Jamadagni became angrier and turned his son into a stone statue. Like this, he turned 4 of his sons into stone statues because they refused to kill their mother. He then called his youngest son, Ram, and asked him to cut off his mother's head. Ram looked at his angry father, crying mother, and 4 stones who were his brothers. He bowed to his father, bowed to his mother, and then without any doubt cut her head off with an axe. Rishi Jamadagni finally calmed down. He was happy with his youngest son. He promised Ram 2 boons. Ram did not lose any time. He asked for 2 things. He said, "Father, I killed mother because of your order. Now please forgive her, lovingly accept her, and bring her back to life with your great yogic powers." Rishi Jamadagni smiled and brought her back to life. Ram then asked for his second boon. He said, "Father, my brothers are true Brahmans. They can never hurt anyone. Please forgive them and turn them back into humans." Rishi Jamadagni and Devi Renuka were proud of their son. They also saw that Ram was not an ordinary Brahman and had warrior tendencies. Thus, they asked him to do penance for Lord Shiva and receive his blessings. Rama liked the idea and left for Gandhamdan mountain to please Lord Shiva. Gandhamdan mountain is in Orissa. Ram was very disciplined and focused. He meditated on Lord Shiva for a very long time, and one day the Lord came to him. Lord Shiva said, "Ram, I am happy with you. You have meditated very well. Ask for a boon." Ram replied, "Lord, please give me your great weapon Parshu and teach me how to use it." The Lord taught Rama how to use the Parshu. Finally, when Rama was ready, Lord Shiva gave him the Parshu and a new name, Parshuram. Rishi Jamadagni and Devi Renuka were very proud of their son and happy to have him back home. Life was good and followed a routine. Parshuram often went into the forest to meditate. One day Parshuram was away from the ashram. On the same day, Kartavirya Arjuna was hunting in the forest where Rishi Jamadagni lived. He was an evil and selfish king. He had no respect for anyone and believed in taking whatever he wanted by force. During the hunt he got tired. His minister informed him that Rishi Jamadagni's ashram was near. Everyone went to the ashram so that the king could drink some water and rest. They were sure that the rishi would not be able to take care of everyone who was with the king. But when they reached the ashram, Rishi Jamadagni was able to feed everyone. The king was surprised and asked the rishi how he was able to have so much butter, curd and milk. The rishi showed him their cow Kamdhenu. Kartavirya wanted such a cow in his palace. That evening the king, his minister and soldiers stayed in the ashram. Next morning when Rishi Jamadagni woke, he found that the king had stolen Kamdhenu's calf, baby cow. Kamdhenu was sad and stopped giving milk. When Parshuram reached home that day, his father told him the king had stolen Kamdhenu's calf. Parshuram was furious. He went to the king's palace and asked him to return the calf and apologize to Rishi Jamadagni. He said, "Kartavirya, you were a guest in my father's house. He treated you well and took care of you. As a guest you have committed a sin by stealing from him when you should have thanked him. As a king, you should maintain law and order in your kingdom, but you have become a criminal. As a king, you should protect my father's property from thieves and not steal it yourself. You have also committed a sin by separating a mother from its baby. Apologize to my father, correct your ways, and return the calf to me." The king laughed at Parshuram and refused. He said, "I am a king and everything in the kingdom belongs to me. You should be happy to be of service to me. Stop complaining, weak Brahman, and go back to your ashram." Parshuram's eyes became red with anger. He attacked King Kartavirya Arjun and killed him in one blow of his Parshu. He then took the calf and returned home. Kamdhenu and her calf danced around each other happily. Seeing them so happy brought joy to everyone in the ashram. Rishi Jamadagni praised Parshuram for bringing the calf back to its mother. Jamadagni also cautioned him to not be controlled by anger. He also told Parshuram, "Son, you are a Brahman and must not kill. Since you have killed a human, please go back to the forest and meditate for Lord's forgiveness." Parshuram bowed his head and went away to meditate for a year. While he was gone, the king's sons returned to the ashram and killed Rishi Jamadagni for revenge. After 1 year, when Parshuram returned, he found his father murdered. Parshuram was furious and took a vow that he would kill any Kshatriya who tried to become a king. Those were dark times for people. Many kings had become greedy and evil like Kartavirya. As the kings behaved like criminals, people in their kingdoms also did not follow dharma. Thus, Parshuram killed every king alive. 21 times he towed earth and killed Kshatriya kings. In his anger and lack of trust on kings, he killed not only bad kings but also good kings. This made his ancestors angry. They came to him in a dream one night and asked him to stop. They explained that he had already killed all bad kings and the people now needed rulers in kingdoms. Parshuram then declared himself the only king and conducted Ashwamedh Yajna. It is a sacrifice and ceremony done only by a king who cannot be challenged. As part of the yajna, he gave away kingdoms to good Brahmins and asked them to follow dharma as rulers. He also gave away any and all wealth that he had. The news of his yajna traveled far and wide. All Brahmins, who were poor, came to him in hope of receiving valuables and money. Drona, son of Bharadwaj, also came to receive gifts from him. Drona lived very far away, and so by the time he reached, Parshuram had given away everything he had. He said to Drona, "Dear Brahman, you have come to me very late. I only have my body and the great weapon Parshu given to me by Lord Shiva. You can take any one of these two." Drona was sad because his family was too poor to get a proper meal 2 times a day. But he knew that receiving Parshu and its knowledge was once in a lifetime chance. Parshuram taught him to use the Parshu. When Drona was ready, he gave him the Parshu and retired to the mountains to spend his time meditating. Parshuram is seen as the 6th avatar of Lord Vishnu, in which once again he saved dharma on this earth. He is also a Chiranjeevi, meaning he is immortal. This was the story of the Brahman warrior, Parshuram. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more.